Hi everyone, my name's Donkey and today we're back on the RTS project. So today we're going to be doing a little bit more into the kind of separate building. So in the last video we did in fact make the separate building. So there we go, place one, that's the house, place another, and there's our second building. We're not exactly sure what our second building is, it's just kind of some sort of generic building. The second building does not increase the population, that's an important thing. The house does. But the other one doesn't. So we did that in the last video, but I was thinking what could we do in this one, and the first thing that popped into my head was why don't we make it so that it costs like stone or gold instead of wood. That would make sense, right? Because they're not the same building, they're never going to have the same kind of requirements, so let's do that. So first of all we need to check what sort of things we're using. So we're using house 2. Now what we effectively want to do is go through and find all the bits where we're talking about wood. So simply enough, we can start here in the actual placing kind of section. So this is a script as well. So if that's true, we can go and do the rest. But what we can do is say or house equals false. No, wait, house 2 equals true. The reason we can do this is because, well, actually, let's make this neater. And house equals true, or house 2 equals false, and we'll put another kind of clause in here. So we'll change this to stone. And house 2 is true. So to talk you through what is actually going on here, we may need to put some brackets in, I don't know. So we're saying if we have enough wood and we're placing our first house down, so this is our actual house, not just our random building, we're going to need 100 wood at least. Or the other alternative is that we have 100 or more stone, and in that case our house 2 is true. So in either one of these clauses this is going to return with the same thing, but it'll only happen if both of these are true. So if either that is true or if that is true. Now, but neither will happen at the same time, obviously. The reason this is quite handy is because instead of writing like 2 if statements, we kind of condense it into one, because this code doesn't actually change no matter what. So anyway, we can leave that for the time being. That script is now done. If we move back into the create, there's nothing there. Draw GUI, nope, there's nothing about wood there apart from this. That's not important. So what about if we move it back over here? Nope, absolutely nothing. So we can move it into the step. The step is of course the largest bit, and that'll probably take the longest, but we'll have a look through. So there's nothing in here. There is nothing here, nothing here. Nothing here. So we're right down the bottom. Sorry about that. That's slightly annoying, but I'll just keep going. Maybe you can't hear it. So anyway, if we move back over to here, we can actually get rid of this show debug as well. It's not important. And we can kind of scroll down and see what's going on here. So it's probably in this section, to be honest. Yeah, here. So we can in fact just move this into the little if statement underneath. So if house, then we can do that. Else if, because of course they're not going to happen at the same time, house 2. And in this scenario we want to decrease the stone instead. So copy, paste, change wood to stone. And I think we might be done, to be honest, on that. It's not the most complex thing. I'm just kind of showing you guys how you could customize this and make it a little bit more unique. So if we watch the wood, we have 390. We place down a normal house. This should take us to 290. Or maybe it just won't work at all. That is the other alternative, of course. We've probably messed up big time somewhere. So we might have to, let's put this in brackets because that may well be the main problem here. So let's put this whole like and bit in brackets, and then the or here. So the or is kind of separating these 2 separate statements instead of it being the other right. Okay, and it's still not working. So there is a little bit something a little bit wrong somewhere along the lines. this shouldn't be the cause. So we'll move on from that. This is nothing changed. Draw, there is still nothing changed, so it's probably this bit. Actually, no, it isn't. It isn't though, is it? Because this is only when it reaches the maximum mining time, so it must be here. If object overlay wood is greater than 100 and house is true, or that, just quickly, I'm just going to go check what our old one was, because I can't actually remember what we'd put here, so we may have put something different to house is true or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure we did actually, never mind. But yeah, house should be true, which is what's weird. Maybe we'll put a show debug message here. So maybe we'll just show debug message tile. So effectively now if we get a debug message showing up when we hit that button, we know that this is not the problem. Okay, so it is the problem, is what we can get from that. It's not returning anything, so we know that there's something in this little bit here which is going wrong. Again, we can test this by putting this here. We'll just put like HE or something. So is it actually picking up the raw button press? It is picking up the button press, so it is something in this if statement explicitly. This is a nice way of me showing you how I would go about debugging as well. So we know it's not this was all working before, so we can leave that. It's exclusively in this if statement. So if we talk through what's actually going on, we're checking if the object overlay wood is greater or equal to 100 and house equals true. So they should be able to happen at the same time. I don't see any problem there. That should be okay. Just to make sure though, let's just try show debug message house. So we're just going to work it specifically on the one button. So we're just going to work on the house button at the moment. We're not going to worry about the other one because it's virtually the same. We're just going to stick on this one. Right, so when we press it, it's 0. So that is a little bit of a problem, let's be honest. So we need to check where we're actually setting our house. Where are we setting our house variable? Probably in the step event, to be honest. Okay, right. So there's a little bit of an ordering issue here, to be honest. Yeah, we've probably caused a little bit of a problem here, because the issue that we're having is that we're not actually setting house equal to true. We're saying it afterwards. So we maybe need to rethink the ordering a little bit here. Yeah. We definitely do need to rethink the ordering a little bit. For the moment though, let's just change house equals true instead to, because in this case we're only specifically checking for the one sprite, so if we're passing in sprite tile house, then we know that that's going to call up our normal house, our house variable. So we can change this to sprite tile house. So we're checking if the tile is equal to that. So if we're checking that tile, so to speak. And we can change this for this one as well, but we'll change it to building instead. And so this will do the same thing, but in a slightly less elegant way. So we'll maybe work on that in the future videos. We'll see. Anyway, if we press the button now, we do place the house. The wood has gone down. If we place another one, the stone has gone down, right? But the population hasn't increased. So that's an important thing to note. We can place another 2 houses until we're out. We can place another thing. Maybe get some more stone. And we can build another builder. So there we go, that is working. It's not the most elegant way. I would like to make this a little bit better. I'll talk you through exactly what's going on though, because this is a script of course, so we pass in tile as our last variable, and that changes to tile E. And then here we're saying if we're checking our house tile button, and here we're saying if we're checking our building tile button, if that makes sense. So we're only going to want the wood if we're trying to make a house, and we're only going to want the stone if we're trying to make a building. But either way we return, no matter what, if it's true. Okay, hopefully that wasn't too hard to explain, or too hard to understand even. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like, subscribe, or do as you want to do, and I'll talk to you in the next one.